Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Dynasty Run. I don't have much to say other than about last week, other than we did it. What an exciting win that was, huh? I did go and look through my settings, my league settings, and I figured out why we've been doing so well. My sliders, my gameplay sliders weren't imported. I hadn't imported my gameplay sliders, but I have them here now though. I got them here. I imported my custom sliders, and hopefully things will be a little bit more fair, if that makes sense. Let's take a look at recruiting, see what the computer's been up to in our absence. So right now we've got a couple of people. I see a couple of people in our top 5 we're in. Intention wise, oh, we got to beat them out. Where's he at? We got to beat Cal out. We got to beat them. You don't want to go to California. You want to come to us. You want to come to good old Honolulu State. So it looks like the computer has been putting in a lot of work. I see a lot of guys I like. And it looks like we dropped down his board. So that's not good. But all things considered, they're putting in work. So I'll leave them to it, excuse me. So we got Alaska Tech. This is the team that replaced Modesto Valley in the original Dynasty run. But, excuse me. But all things considered, they're still a really, really good team. For anybody that actually did watch the Dynasty run that Miles Dawkins did, they have Aaron Colby. And if you know anything about Aaron Colby, you know that he's a monster. The guy is an absolute beast. So we got to play him, and he's a freshman. I put him as a freshman just because I thought it'd be kind of cool to see him develop and grow as a player throughout the Dynasty run. So we will have to play him at least 3 times, this being one of them. So you got Alaska Tech taking on Honolulu State. We got a home game. Let's do this. Now, as far as what Alaska Tech wears, this is what they typically wear. I never really went through and showed you guys their uniforms like I did with others. So this is their home uniform. This is their away uniform. This is their alternate blackout. Don't judge me. I think blackout looks really good on them. And then they have a husky gray uniform. And then they also, I put in a special throwback, quote unquote, 2016 throwback that looks exactly like the uniforms that they wore in Miles Dawkins, his Dynasty run. Not Dynasty run, excuse me, his regular Dynasty. Davis Memorial Field for Wave and Alaska Tech action after dark. We take you to the game. First play of the game for Alaska Tech. They are starting out huge with a big run. Nasty stiff arm up to their 30-yard line. Justin Marlowe is going to unload the cannon early, and he's going to go deep. It is ruled incomplete. However, looking after further review, it looks as if he got not one, but both feet down. That's not just good on Saturdays, but Sundays as well. No clue what that referee is looking at, and that's going to be a huge chunk of land for Alaska Tech. Justin Marlowe, the quarterback, continues to cook and dice up. Now they're in the Maryland I. This would be a huge theme for the Honolulu State defense, is their inability to get off the field on 3rd down, and that leads to a touchdown. Honolulu State takes over for their first possession. First play, nothing doing. Second play, they find Scooter Page over the middle for a first down. However, the second theme of the game for Honolulu State would be turnovers, as Kyle Terry throws his first interception of the game. Huge piece of real estate given up after on the return, and Alaska Tech is in business. They pick up the blitz perfectly. Quick shot down the field, and all of a sudden they are in the red zone. Look at that broken tackle. Touchdown Alaska Tech, and just like last week, Honolulu State is in a huge hole early on, but just give the ball to Keontae Tyson. Let him cook. Huge run on first down. He gets them in 2nd and 3. Throw over the middle to the tight end for a first down, and the Wave are on the move. Now it's 3rd and 10. Kyle Terry looks, finds Gunderson over the middle for a first down. 2nd and 6. Keontae Tyson What more can be said about this young man? Gets it down to the 1 yard line, puts his body on the line there, but it's 1st and goal. So they're just going to try to finish off the drive with him, but he is stopped short. So now it's 2nd and goal. Kyle Terry is absolutely decimated. So now it's 3rd down, and Gunderson is stopped well beyond the line, but an offsides penalty puts the ball back at the 2 yard line, and they still cannot get the ball into the end zone, which takes us to the 2nd quarter, and they're going to go for it on 4th down. On the out route is Foreman for the touchdown. So the Wave strike back, 14-7 now. Alaska Tech has the ball, and the Honolulu State defense has come to play just a little bit. So now it's 2nd and 10. And the quarterback gets lit up. This was a hard-hitting game early on. Now it's 3rd and 13, and I said it earlier, 3rd downs would be a huge problem for the Honolulu State defense. Except this time they get the stop and they force the punt. Now Gunderson here gets the ball, fumbles. Keontae Tyson picks it up and is going to take it all the way for a touchdown. But in a funny role reversal, it's Alaska Tech challenging the ruling on the field of a fumble, and it looks as if he hit the ground before the fumble. But either way, it is a 1st down. But Kyle Terry might want this one back as he throws his 2nd interception of the game. Good return, and now Alaska Tech has the ball inside Honolulu State territory on the toss play. I wasn't kidding. This is a very hard-hitting game early on. Now it's 3rd and 6. He breaks a tackle and just barely, Aaron Coley just barely gets the 1st down. Great play by the freshman. And then 2nd and 11 later on in the drive, right up the middle. Touchdown, Alaska Tech, and they have extended their lead to 14. Back come the Wave. Scooby Moore. A great run on 1st down to start the drive. Now it's 1st and 10. You get that ball. Don't jump. Whatever you do, do not jump in this game. But Kyle Terry continues to cook on this drive. Looking, buying time. He's going to do it himself. Takes off for a huge run to cut it to 2nd and 1 with a little under a minute and a half to go. Now, would have liked to see him pitch the ball here. That probably would have been a touchdown. Instead, it's a loss, and they will have to settle for the field goal, which is almost blocked, but the kick is up and good. The lead is down to 11. But Alaska Tech has plans on extending that lead. Great throw by Marlowe to get the ball to the 40-yard line of Honolulu State, and then another huge run to put the Timberwolves inside the red zone. So now it's 3rd and 7, and he just misses his receiver, so they'll have to settle for the field goal, and it is no good. Doink. So now that takes us to the 3rd quarter. Both defenses would hunker down and get stops until Honolulu State would begin to cook a little bit after getting the ball back inside their 20-yard line. Kyle Terry hanging in the pocket, taking the hit and throwing a dart, just dotting his guys up, finding targets, but that one, he might want that one back. So now it's 4th down, they go for it, the rush affects the throw, and it is incomplete. Alaska Tech, will get this opportunity to redeem themselves for the field goal. It is good, and the lead is 14 again. Kyle Terry will take a huge sack on 3rd down, which would lead us into the 4th quarter, where Alaska Tech would begin to pull away. Absolute gut punch of a play. Makes the catch, evades the defender, and he is going to take that for a touchdown. And now Honolulu State is down 3 touchdowns. If that last play was a gut punch, this one was a knockout punch, as he throws his 3rd interception of the game, which would lead to another field goal attempt for the Alaska Tech Timberwolves. Kick is up and kick is good. Now Honolulu State holds on to a slim chance. They put in their backups. and this pretty much would be the end of the game here. But they're not going to stop him this time. There would be no tackle, as he is going to take it all the way for a touchdown. 41-10 would be your score, and that's where the score would end there. Justin Marlowe, incredible game for the young man, as Alaska Tech comes into Davis Memorial Stadium and takes care of business against Honolulu State 41-10. As we saw, the Wave had 4 turnovers. 1 was in garbage time, but those 3 turnovers during competitive game time definitely can't win a ball game that way. The defense had their struggles on 3rd down, although they did perform very admirably until the dam broke with the turnovers. The Wave have a lot to work on, but Alaska Tech, on the other hand, they can definitely head back home knowing that they played very well in this one.